So, of course, the main thing you're going to see here at Carter Caves is the caves. Hey guys, welcome back to the Outdoor Navigator. Well, I finally navigated myself back off the couch. So this week we're going to talk hiking. And hiking can be one of the most rewarding times and one of the most relaxing times. I mean, you know, you can be rewarded with waterfalls, great views, good workout, or you could sit back and relax beside a creek, you know, get you something to eat. But a hike can also be the worst time. It can be miserable and turn into a day that you'll not forget for the wrong reasons. So today I'm going to give you my 5 P's of hiking, and hopefully they'll help your next hiking trip be a memory that you treasure. So stand by and I'll give you the 5 P's. Alright guys, so the first P is pick your trail. Pick your trail. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. So you're just going to figure out where you're going to go. First question you're probably going to ask yourself is, you know, do I want to stay local or am I going to take me a long trip? So once you figure that out, then you can start doing some research. Now, some apps that I like that really help, I think, with this. First one being the AllTrails app. Okay, I have a pro membership. And basically what a pro membership does is it just gives you the ability to download some maps. You get some different map layers. I'll put a link in the description where you can read up on it a little bit. But, you know, they'll recommend local places to you right off the bat, okay, that are in easy driving distance. But let's say you wanted to go somewhere else. Okay, you can specify by park. So let's say the Great Smoky Mountains. There it is right there. Great Smoky Mountain National Park. We pull it up, okay, and we've got quite a few different trails that we can choose from. All right, so we got a couple. Old Settlers Trail, Laura Falls Cove. We got quite a few trails that we can pull up, okay. And then when you pick one, all right, so you pull one up, and you're going to get the length of the trail, the elevation gain, the route type. Okay, this one's going to be an out and back. All right, you got an elevation profile down here in the bottom. Okay, and you can actually start. It looks like this trail, as soon as you start going uphill. All right, you keep going uphill all the way up here to the end of it, which is right there. And then you basically come, well, it looks like it takes another little reroute. And then you come back down to the beginning. So, you know, quite a bit of information you can get out of this. You know, gives you a little description. Gives you some helpful information. No dogs on this trail. Okay, it's rocky. There are some waterfalls. Okay, description. Some different waypoints that people got on here. Facilities that may be available. Okay, tips. All right. So just a lot of information you can pull up. And even the conditions today. Slippery, muddy, icy. Alright. Get the weather. Alright, and then you can look up some reviews. So, I mean, just a ton of information. This is great for helping you pick that hike. Alright, another one that I've found to be pretty good is the Gaia GPS. So, kind of works kind of like AllTrails, okay? You can pull up maps. You can chart hikes and all those things. But it also, talking about picking a hike, you can go to this Discover tab down here on the bottom. This little magnifying glass. Click it. Okay. It will show some popular nearby hikes. Or you can do just like on the AllTrails. You can go up in the search bar and type a specific trail or specific park. So we'll look at this double arch. Okay, it outlines it here, tells you where it's at. Okay, you can hit guide me over there on the right and it will actually give you directions to it. Okay, also, as you can see, you got some pictures that you can kind of go through to see what it looks like there. I mean, wow, that's beautiful. All right, you got an elevation profile. Okay, and a little bit of information. So 6 mile hike, somewhere around 3 hours, 1,300 feet of ascent. So, some good elevation on that in places. There's a little overview right there. It gives you some other trails close by, monthly visits, see how popular it is here and there. So, some good information. And that's with the Gaia GPS app. All right, so other considerations with picking a hike, just time of day. Okay, what time of day are you going? You want to go on a morning hike, afternoon. Make sure you have enough time to get it done before nighttime, unless you're planning on doing a nighttime hike. Then that's going to require you to have some more equipment. The amount of time you have to do the hike, you just may have a couple hours on the weekend, so pick a trail that fits into that. Fitness level, you want to pick a trail that meets your fitness level. Okay, you don't want to be hiking up Mount Kilimanjaro if you can only hike up a small hill. You don't want to overexert yourself, okay, and put yourself in a bad spot, to where it just wears you out and you're not having a good time. So think about the distance of the trail. You're going to have enough time to complete it. Time of year, okay, that's going to affect maybe what kind of clothes you're going to take. And if you're new to hiking, you may want to take a trail that's more popular. Okay, there's going to be people there to where you can ask questions. If you get in trouble, there'll be somebody there to help you. If you're a more seasoned hiker, you might want to take the trail less traveled, okay, where you don't have as many people around. You can get those shots without people getting into them, and just get that peace and serenity that you're looking for. So number 1P, pick your hike. Let's move on to number 2. All right, so number 2, plan your hike. All right, we've done picked our hike, now we're going to plan it. So once again, I'm going to my all trails, okay, and the hike that I'm going to plan is this Sheltowee Trace from the northern terminus, okay, down to Moorhead, Kentucky. Now recently I did half of this trip, and it's a good hike. So if you want to check that out, go up in the card and you can get some information on the Sheltowee Trace and the trail that day. So anyway, so we're starting to plan. All right, first thing we want to do is, how do I get there? So on this All Trails app, you can go to directions. All right, and what it's going to do for you is it's going to plan your route from your house all the way to the Sheltowee Trace, okay, to the northern terminus. All right, so that's a good tool. It tells us where we're going. All right, now we're going to go back. Other things that we might want to look at, what's the weather going to look like that day? So we can go down here, let's say that I want to go tomorrow on Sunday. It's going to be 32, partly cloudy. All right, so that will help me with what kind of clothes I might want to take for the trail. You can always read these reviews. They always help. Okay, a lot of times you'll get some information on parking and different things. Now, let's say we don't want to walk this whole 25.3 miles. When I went up there, I just walked half of it. All right, so what you can do, you can go to more here, go to customize map. All right, and what it's going to do, it's going to pull up the same route for you, and you can go ahead and start planning your own route. So we're going to go draw on a map. All right, we're going to go up here to where we want to start at, which is right at the terminus. All right, I'm going to double click it. I'm going to mark it. All right, I'm going to color this route a different color. Let's color it yellow. Okay, so let's go back up here where we're going to start. All right, and now I can just start clicking, okay, on the map. And as you can see, it's outlined to here. Okay, right now we're setting at 2.73 miles. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on down here a little bit. All right, I'm gonna click it again. All right, right now we're setting at 5.95, 9.35, and the day I walked to right here. All right, so it ends up being 11.42. I think that day on all trails, after all was said and done, it said I walked 12 miles, but I did kind of go back and forth a little bit in some different places. So anyway, I got my 11.42 miles. Okay, I planned this route. This is a little bit different than the one that pulled up to start with because I cut it in half. I can go ahead and save my custom map. All right, so map saved. All right, which is cool. And if I go back to my maps, okay, I can click on that. And all right, so I can find the one that I just saved. Okay, the half of it. See, there it is. All right. So route 2, the primary route was all the way down to Moorhead. Route 2 is the one that I customized, 11.42. So there's that plan for the day. Some other things you might want to think about, is there any kind of special instructions? So I've been starting to plan my trip on the Appalachian Trail. So I found a really good website when I did a search. It's the Appalachian Trail Conservancy. Okay, they're the ones that take care of the trail. All right. But I was looking here and I can do state by state. So I know at some point in time I am going to hike in Tennessee. All right, so I can click on Tennessee, and some of the information that I can get in here, you know, how many miles of trails through the state, okay, how challenging it is, okay, and look here, need to know. You'll need an advanced permit for Great Smoky Mountains National Park, depending on the length of your hike, shelter reservations as well. All backpackers are required to stay at designated sites. So when you're planning your trip, you know, you need to really do some digging and find out if there's any kind of special instructions. So number 2 is plan your hike. Now let's look at number 3. All right, so now our number 3P, hey, it rhymes. Our number 3P is prepare for your hike. So one of the first things you want to do is to go ahead and familiarize with the area. So what I do, hey, you can't beat a hard map, okay? So I'm getting ready to go start this Appalachian Trail. So hey, I got on there and I ordered me some maps. So with these maps, I can open them up. I can look, okay, at everything around the trail. You know, I can find maybe some key places to visit, you know, some of the nice outlooks. Find out where the trailheads are, find out where the shelters are, okay? Find out where water points are, you know, just an abundance of information that you can get from a map. Now, another thing that they had, okay, there was an Appalachian Trail Guide. All right, this has got all kinds of good information, historical information, talks about some of the different highlights there are on the way, okay? Gives you some information on planning your trip, just, you know, just an abundance of information. And, you know, all the trails, I mean, all you got to do, get online, hit Google or whatever search engine you want to, you know, type it in, and you're going to have all kinds of information to look at. So, you know, familiarize with the area. Maps are really good with that. All right, do some research, okay, on your gear, okay? Your gear can include all kinds of different things, okay? Let's say, you know, cook stoves, you know, get on YouTube. You can find out a lot of information on, you know, different stoves. You know, hiking gear. Man, there's a ton of videos on packs, okay, on water filtration, you know, what's the best clothing. I mean, just tons of stuff. And you know what? I know another real good place to find information. It's on the Outdoor Navigator site. So look, I mean, you know, got some playlists here. You can learn about the Guide GPS that I told you about earlier. Fanny packs, hiking poles. Hey, and I'll tell you something you really need to research is your boots. Okay, what you gonna put on your feet. Hey, look, Outdoor Navigator, Merrill Moab Speed, Okay, you can check those out. Hoka 11 Kaha GTX reviews, you know, and not just my channel. I mean, of course, I want you to come check me out, but hey, you know, how do I learn? I go to other people's channels a lot of times and I see what they have to say. There's all kinds of good channels out there. So, you know, also if you're looking for a place to hike, you know, part of that preparation, hey, find you a site that's got some trails on it. You know, let's say you know that you're going to go to the Grand Gap Loop Trail, Big South Fork. You can go to the Outdoor Navigator. Okay, click on it. Hey guys, today we're in Tennessee and we're going to be hiking in the Big South Fork National Forest. Okay, and you can go there and you can find out all kinds of information. You know, I see all kinds of people out there. You know, they'll do a video, they'll tell you how to get there, they'll tell you where to park, they'll tell you what to see, they'll tell you what kind of trail it is, you know, what kind of gear you might need. You can learn so much stuff. I mean, and hey, that's why I start this channel, because I want to get out here and, you know, share some of that stuff with you all. All right, preparation, other things that you want to do. Okay, you want to learn how to do some things. Learn how to orienteer. Learn how to use a map. Learn how to use a compass. Learn how to make a fire. Okay, with all the equipment that you do have, make sure you know how to use it. Test it out. Make sure it works. Make sure you got good batteries in those headlamps and in your GPS and, you know, rechargeable phone batteries. Just make sure all that stuff works. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to want to pack your gear. Okay. There's plenty of videos out there. I got one right up there. It tells you how to prep for a day hike. And another thing you want to do, you want to find you a hiking partner. Okay. There's nothing wrong with hiking by yourself, but man, it's so much better when you got a partner, especially if something goes wrong or it just gives you somebody to talk to. So, you know, when you're preparing, hey, go out there and find you somebody to go with you. So that was number 3. Let's move on to P number 4. All right, P number 4 is Publicize. So what do I mean by Publicize? Well, let me show you. All right, another thing to do is always leave a detailed itinerary to somebody, okay? Let them know where you're going. So I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to text my boss and say, hey, we're in Berea, Kentucky, getting ready to hike on the Brushy Fork Trail. Just some information so if you get out there and something happens to you, somebody knows where you went and they can send some people out to find you. Now we're moving on to the last one, number 5. The 5th. Hey, we're getting to the good stuff. Put your feet on the trail. All right, so your feet are on the trail. You're out there walking now. One thing you want to do, pace yourself, okay? Don't overexert, you know. Go out there and enjoy yourself. Now, some people, hey, your pace may be quick. You may be a trail runner. That may be your thing. You know, maybe you're not. Maybe you want to take photographs. Hey, pace yourself. Look for those photographs of a lifetime and take them. You know, you kind of, you know, pace yourself for what's good for you. Okay, so you don't want to be miserable. All right, when you're walking, watch your step. Tripping hazards. Okay. Slip, you know, drop-offs, slippery terrain, snakes. Gotta watch out for the snakes. I almost stepped on one this year. Watch where you're putting your foot down. Okay. Now, be situationally aware. Okay. Your feet are on the trail. You're walking. Okay. Be aware of what's around you. Okay. When I walk, I'm always scanning. Okay. I'm looking down. I'm looking left. I'm looking right. I'm looking up. You know, I'm looking all over the place. And what am I looking for? Okay. Wildlife. Okay. I'm watching the weather, making sure, you know, there aren't any drastic changes coming on. I'm looking up in the trees. Okay. I'm looking up for those widow makers, you know, those trees that are leaned up against another one, or, you know, branches falling, or whatever the case may be. I mean, you know, just situationally aware. Now, that also applies to people. Okay. You get out there, you get talking to people. You know, I've been watching videos where people are on the Appalachian Trail and, you know, they've run into some weirdos. You know, you can't trust everybody. I mean, trust is earned. So, you know, be situationally aware. If somebody's making you feel weird, or you're like, man, there's something not right with that person, trust your instincts, and watch them. Hike your hike. Don't hike somebody else's hike. Hike your hike. If you are doing a long distance hike and you feel like you need to take a zero for a day and go, into town and get you a bath or shower or whatever, hey, it's your hike. Make yourself happy. Being outside is about, finding something that you don't find in your everyday life. I mean, when I get outdoors, what I want to find is that peace and relaxation. And I'm not going to find it if I'm out there hiking somebody else's hike, trying to keep up with them, doing, getting talked into doing stuff that I don't want to do. I want to hike my hike. Okay. And the last thing, feet on the trail, practice good trail etiquette. Okay. So what do I mean by good trail etiquette? All right. Good trail etiquette. I'm talking about those leave no trace principles. All right, so you can look them up anywhere. They're pretty much the same everywhere. All right, plan ahead and prepare. We talked about that earlier. Okay, be responsible. Do your planning and do your preparation. Okay, so you don't get out there on the trail and have something bad happen to you or something not working and just put yourself in a bad spot. Be responsible and learn before you go out there. All right, travel and camp on durable surfaces. Try to not make a big impact on nature. Try to limit your impact. Dispose of your waste properly, whether that's garbage that you take in. If you take something in, take it out with you. Okay, if you got to use a bathroom, you may make sure that you, dispose of it properly. All right. Leave what you find. Okay. Just leave things the way they are. Okay. Don't disrupt nature. Okay, when you disrupt nature, it disrupts nature. Okay, and there's going to be something that happens because of what you did. Just leave it the way you find it. Minimize campfire impacts. All right, one thing with the campfire, if you light a fire, that fire is yours. Okay, that's your responsibility. And it's your responsibility to make sure it's out. You own it when you start it. All right, respect wildlife. Hey, you're out there and you see animals, just leave them alone. Okay? More than likely, they're not going to bother you if you don't bother them. Okay? Just let them do their thing. Sit back and watch them, take pictures. Enjoy the fact that you're seeing them. And be considerate of others, okay, and other visitors. So, you don't want to be out there walking with a boom box, man, blasting it. You don't want to throw your trash on the ground. Nobody wants to see that junk. If you got a dog, put it on a leash. Not everybody likes dogs. They don't want animals running up and jumping on them. And, hey, keep your dogs away from water sources, So, that's it, just practice good trail etiquette and be a good steward of the environment. All right, guys, so there you have it. The 5 P's of hiking, my 5 P's of hiking. So, pick your hike, number 1. 2, plan your hike. 3, prepare. 4, publicize. And 5, put your feet on the trail. So, hey, hopefully that'll help you have a better hike out there, a more enjoyable one. Be sure to get on YouTube and, hey, do some research, look some things up. I encourage you to come to the Outdoor Navigator. I got some playlists where I'll show you some hikes locally in Kentucky. Okay. I've also got some reviews of the Gaia GPS. I've got a review of All Trails, so check those out. I'll put that information in the description. Thanks for stopping by. Navigate yourself outdoors, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.